Big Greg's First Ski Lesson. Written by Ben Smith. Illustrated by Carol Herring. I'm going skiing this weekend, firefighter Ruby said to Big Greg as they drove back from fighting a fierce factory fire. That sounds exciting, said Big Greg. I'd love to learn to ski. Come with me, suggested Ruby. We're on the same shift, so you should be free this weekend. But I haven't got any gear, said Big Greg. Sure you have, answered Ruby. You've got your firefighter's gear. Some of that will be good for skiing. But what about skis? Asked Big Greg. You can hire skis and ski boots, answered Ruby, with a smile. So, early on Saturday morning, firefighter Ruby and Big Greg packed up Ruby's car and set off for the ski field. Let's go into that cabin and get our ski tickets, said Ruby when they reached the base of the ski field. You can also hire boots, skis, and poles from there. So, Big Greg and Ruby bought their ski tickets. They also got boots, skis, and poles. Then, they walked out into the crispy, crunchy snow. Come over here and get your skis on, called Ruby, and she showed Big Greg how to do up his boots and fix them onto the skis. Now for the chairlift, she said, excitedly. Chairlift, wailed Big Greg, feeling scared. I'm not going anywhere on a chairlift. I'll just stay right here. You can't ski here. It's too flat, said Ruby. Come on, we'll take the chairlift to Alpine Meadow. That's the beginner's slope. I won't ever get from here to the chairlift, wailed Big Greg, wobbling all over the place. I'll fall flat on my face. No, you won't, Big Greg, said Ruby, calmly. Just stand up straight, look where you're going, and follow me. Big Greg stood up straight, looked at the chairlift, and pushed himself forward. Ooh, he wailed, as his feet went from under him and he fell in a heap of legs, arms, skis, and poles on the cold, crunchy snow. Ruby helped him up and held his arm tightly until they reached the chairlift. Now stand here, and when the chair comes, sit down, she said. I did it, said Big Greg as they sat together on the chairlift. But how will I get off? When the chairlift slows down, put your skis on the ground, lean forward and push yourself out of the way with your poles, said Ruby. I can't do that, Ruby, wailed Big Greg, feeling scared again. Yes, you can, answered Ruby, but she was wrong. Big Greg landed in a heap as he tried to get off the chairlift. Never mind, said Ruby, as she helped him out of the way. You'll soon get the hang of it. Now watch me and I'll give you your first ski lesson. So, Big Greg watched Ruby ski slowly across the beginner's slope. Now, you try that, she called. Don't look at your feet. Always keep your skis pointing straight ahead. I can't do it, wailed Big Greg. But he did, and he didn't fall over. Excellent, said Ruby. Now, watch me turn around and ski back across the slope and then you do the same. Big Greg watched, and then he turned around and skied across the slope. But he was going too fast and he didn't know how to stop. Help, he yelled. Point the front of your skis together like this, Ruby called out to him. That'll slow you down and then you'll stop. I can't, cried Big Greg, as his skis went from under him again and he landed with a thud in the snow. You're doing really well, Big Greg, said Ruby, as she helped him up. We'll keep doing this until you can do it without falling over. Then, I'll show you how to turn without stopping. When you know how to stop and turn, you'll be able to ski. That's all there is to it. I'm sure there's more to it than that, said Big Greg, with a sigh. Yes, there is, answered Ruby, but getting on and off the chairlift, skiing across the slope, and learning to stop and turn is enough for your first ski lesson.